what was I saying? Oh, it's a very rainy day today, which means it's the perfect day to talk about books, right? Привет. My audio is messed up. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Yes? Please? It repaired. Okay. You can. Okay. Anyways, it's very rainy here, and rainy weather is the ideal book weather, in my opinion. That's not true. It is really nice, but I do like sitting outside when it's like a nice spring weather. Ciao, Kaylee. Te amo. Te amo. Have you read Harry Potter? I have not. I look like Selena Gomez. Never gotten that one before. If you guys have any questions not regarding book club, now would be the time to ask, because I'll actually answer them right now. Because I'll start book club in 6 minutes. Hi. Have I read the Twilight series? I actually have. I read the Twilight series in middle school. Maybe even elementary school, quite frankly. I was quite young. But actually this year on break, I found one of the Twilight books in one of those community library in a lot of places in the US. It might be in other countries, I don't know. In suburbs, they have these little library boxes that people will usually just build on their own. And it's like you give one, you take one. And the Twilight books were in there. So I gave and take. And I actually reread the entire series this year. And I want to write an essay on how the Twilight books are the perfect culmination of what the ideal woman was in that time frame. Like, it's very interesting reading it, I think, now. Anyways. Somebody says Edward or Jacob. I think Bella just needed a knot with either of them. Do I read fanfic? I don't. Have I read the Vampire Diaries books? No. I actually bought the first one when I moved out to start shooting Legacies. And I just never got around to it. I thought that it would help me in some way with Legacies. And as I started reading the first one, I was like, this has nothing even to do with the Vampire Diaries series. So I stopped reading it. Have I read the Hunger Games books? Yes, I love those books. And was I in high school? I must have been in high school. I really loved those books. Favorite musical artist? I don't think I have one. Have I seen Fear Street? No, I have not. Have you ever read the 100 books? This is going to sound incredibly ignorant. I didn't know that the 100 TV series was based off of a book. What was my go-to movie as a child? I had a few. I would say as a toddler, Mulan. And as I got a little bit older, starting like 7 to 9, I was obsessed with the Addams Family. Je suis français. Hi. Hi, Amelia. Make a TikTok. No. I already have a hard time managing the social media that I have at the present. Elena or Catherine? Catherine. Kim. Do I watch anime? No, I'm sorry. Have I gotten any scripts for season 4 yet? No. Describe my style? Anything that's comfortable. Show us your rings. We've got those and we've got those. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Welcome to Bryant's book club. Welcome. Today, my friends, we will be talking about A Psalm of the Wild built by Becky Chambers. This is a novella about a monk and a robot. And I really enjoyed it. In the front page, where is it that it says it? It says right here, for anybody who could use a break. And wow, is that just the perfect description for this book? It feels like a small break. It doesn't feel like you're kind of committing yourself to, how do I put this? Because obviously when you open any piece of literature, like you're opening your brain to a certain extent to intake some information. And while this did have so many themes and so many amazing things to take in and learn from, it also just felt like a break, like a little hug, a vacation. I loved it. And I will say that every Becky Chambers book that I have read does have the same feeling of a break in a weird way. This one definitely is the top-notch break of the breaks, where it's so itty-bitty and it's so short and simple and to the point. Ow. And I really loved it. For those of you who haven't read the book or don't know what I'm talking about, it follows a tea monk who is kind of figuring themselves out and decides to change up what they're doing with their life and travel as a tea monk and serve tea to people and listen to their problems. And then they meet Moscat, one of the first robots to ever make contact with human beings since they have laid down their tools and taken off into the wilderness to be their own entity and not work for humans anymore. And Moscap has the one question, which is, what is it? What do you need? What do people need? And Moscap follows Dex as Dex tries to kind of go on their own self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess you could say. It sounds slightly convoluted when I explain it, but it's because I'm not good at explaining things. I really enjoyed this book. Something that I was surprised by that I didn't know walking into this book is that our main character that we follow, Dex, is non-binary. They, them pronouns are used throughout the entire book, which I loved, and I've never read that in a book before, ever. So that was really exciting. Made me a little bit sad reading some people's reviews, and they kept referring to Dex as a he. It's like, nowhere in here has this person ever specified a gender other than they, them. So that was a little bit bleh, but you know. I love the language that Becky Chambers uses. Miss Chambers, has a scientific upbringing, I believe. Her parents are a science fiction based on background, and grew up in a family heavily involved in space science. So she's very knowledgeable in the science realm. So when she writes sci-fi, it's just this really magnificent harmony of literature and science. And maybe I could read like some excerpts. One of the first excerpts that I had to bookmark because I thought that it was just so pretty. Should I read? Oh my god, this is new. A forest floor the woodland villagers knew is a living thing. Vast civilizations lay within the mosaic of dirt, hymenopteran labyrinths, rodential panic rooms, life-giving airways sculpted by the traffic of worms, hopeful spiders, hunting cabins, crash pads for nomadic beetles, trees shyly locking toes with one another. It was here that you'd find the resourcefulness of rot and the wholeness of fungi. Disturbing these lives through digging was a violence, though sometimes a needed one, as demonstrated by the birds and white skunks who brashly kicked the humus away in a necessary pursuit of a full belly. I love it so much. I remember when I first read this, a month ago, reading that little excerpt and being like, this is magic. Cool. Found it. The last one that I'll read to you guys that was so lovely. The conclusion that this book comes to was just so wholesome and just so lovely. Dex turned the mug over and over in their hands. It doesn't bother you, Dex said, the thought that your life might mean nothing in the end. That's true for all life I've observed. Why would it bother me? Moscav's eyes glowed brightly. Do you not find consciousness alone to be the most exhilarating thing? Here we are in this incomprehensibly large universe, on this one tiny moon around this one incidental planet, and in all the time this entire scenario has existed, every component has been recycled over and over and over again into infinitely incredible configurations, and sometimes those configurations are special enough to be able to see the world around them. You and I, we are just atoms that arrange themselves in the right way, and we can understand that about ourselves. Is that not amazing? Anyways, so I really, really enjoyed it. I will say, maybe it's just because I'm used to reading longer books. I have a harder time feeling content with a shorter novella like this, because I'm left with so many questions, specifically just regarding Dex's life as a whole. We pick up with Dex in sort of the job that they have had for a while, and that they're unhappy with it, and that they want to move forward and on with their life, and that's kind of just where we pick up. And so I would love to know just more about Dex and how they got there, personally. What else? I loved the humor in this book. It reminded me a lot of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So if the humor was something that you really enjoyed in this book, I highly recommend reading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books, because the humor is very similar and just lovely. What else? else? Yeah, there's just a lot of really clever themes that were touched upon, but not shoved in your face of this should be your opinion on it, which I thought was quite lovely. Like the conversation between Mosscap and Dex on identity and gender, it was just really lovely and just what it was. What else? I mean, I should probably stop talking and start asking other people's opinions. Is there anybody in the comments that I have not reached out to speak with live? Want to talk about what they thought of the book? Because I'd love to read your comments before I start talking to my 3 pals. Anybody? Kaylee, would you mind repeating the title? Psalm of the Wild Belt. I'm not seeing anybody put their comments in this comment section. Will the book be in multiple languages? I don't know. Okay, so the 3 people that I'm talking to today is my old friend Poppy. Poppy, who I've been trying to get in touch with for a year now? I'm very excited to talk to Poppy. There's also Carmen and Delia. I'm gonna have to ask this person how to pronounce their name because either way it's beautiful. What did you think about Dex as a character? I really enjoyed reading Dex. I thought that Dex was really interesting in the sense that you have the depiction of a monk and your idea of a monk, and Dex was not that to any extent. Dex cursed, Dex was flawed, and yeah, I enjoyed Dex a lot. There was the point where Dex and Mosscat meet for the first time, and I was like, Dex, don't be rude. Don't be rude. Sorry, we're just gonna quote Kardashians now. Let's see, Privyet. I'm not gonna answer Legacy's questions. No, I'm sorry, this is book club. Focus, Kaylee. I'm just like going through things I can. I guess we should probably start with Poppy. Saying is that I have been trying to talk to Poppy for a year. So let's see if we can finally get in touch with Poppy. How does this work again? Oh. Did I know this? What? Did I always know this? Am I being stupid that wow! There's a question section where people are like liking each other's questions. Was this always a thing? Is this new? This must be new. I've never seen this before in my life. Okay, Kaylee, focus. Poppy. Search. Poppies. Peach. No. Poppy, are you trying to request me? I swear to God, if I can't reach Poppy. see what's happening. Why is it not saying that a user is available? Poppy, if you're in here, can you send me a request? See all. Poppy. I'm gonna find you and we're going to talk to each other. I swear to goodness, if I can't talk to Poppy during this live. Hey.
Hi.
It's so great to finally meet you.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, like, oh my god, like, knowing my luck. Both my accounts, no. But anyway, it's good. It's good.
It did.
Yeah.
Time, but it likes you this time. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? It's amazing. My mom and I are obsessed with your art.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
Are you based out of Australia?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Cool. Okay. So I really loved your review, and I wanted to talk to you because my pronouns are she, they, and you mentioned that you really enjoyed the fact that Dex was non-binary as well.
Yes. Yeah. It was just really nice. I wasn't expecting it, and then, like, both of the main characters don't have a gender, and it was just, I don't know. It was just nice.
What I think what's really amazing about books in general, and what I've noticed as I have been reading more contemporary, is how much more open and how many more diverse characters there are to read. That it gets more, like, broader and broader, and I see people that are like me or are like people that I know, the more that I want to read it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't actively avoid things that are, like, cishet, but I'm less likely to, like, put my full attention into it, I guess.
Yeah, no, of course. You're going to want to read something that you personally relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
We're surrounded by cishet media constantly, so why would you sit out when it's so readily available?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I wrote it as a quote where you said, "This book radiated comfort." I was like, it really did. How did you? I didn't know it was available. So it's available in Australia then.
I don't know if it's physically available. I got the ebook and the audio as well. I got both because my brain sometimes want to read, so like listening to it helps. And then sometimes the other way around. So I ended up starting the audio book, but then sometimes I have an issue like sci-fi where like with the name places and like gods and stuff. If I can't see it down, then I can't retain it. So I then had to read it so that I could see how everything was spelled. And then I went through the audio after I read it. Oh wow. Yeah. How serious. I don't know. It was just How pronounce. What was the god alive? How do they pronounce it in the audiobook? They pronounce it like Alea. Alea? That's good. Yeah. That's good to know. For the longest time, you see Hermione for Harry Potter history. Like, oh, Hermione, yes. Yeah. Like, the overall you liked it, which I so glad that it did. Is there any book recommended watching live that I would recommend? Or really any quite frankly. I can recommend my favorite book, but it's not anything like this one.
That's okay.
Okay. My favorite book is The Price of Soul by Richard Highsmith. It's called, I think they publish it as Carol now, but it was called The Price of Soul.
And what did you
Pardon?
What did you like about it?
It's a romance. It was written in the 50s, and it's between two lesbians. It was like one of the first lesbian romance that had an ending that be happy. Like no one dies. Right. No one goes to live boyfriend or husband. It has like the ending is like somewhat ambiguous. It's like never published. It couldn't be. So it's like the beginning, like the games, you know. That's what I like about that's why it's my favorite book. And it just meant a lot to me then. And so I feel like that's special. Yeah.
Definitely. That's what's so cool. What's talking about there being so much more representation in fiction, writing in general, whether it's through television, film, what have you. That to just have one thing to our one. So yeah. And people think that like you have one. That's all you need. You're fine now. Like you have anything else. Sorry. It's like no. I need more. Right. And it's like not just like this that like literally yeah, exactly. Once you have character development, it goes crazy. But it's not just a fleeting glance. Right. All the fighting. Yeah. About that, like with being non-binary and it just being what it was. I thought the ambiguity was lovely in the sense of the book, but I still want to know about that. Like we only know binary. I've never read it. I need to know more now. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a series. Is it? Yeah. The next one comes out next year. Oh, cool. So that's really exciting because I still I felt like Lost Cap still had a lot to learn from that, and I feel like that's probably where it's going to go. I think that Dex is going to take Lost Cap back. And everybody else. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god! I don't know about you. I really love the end where Moss had the baby for that. Yeah. That was it was so cute. I was like, he's trying his best. And Dex just drinks the tea. That was so cute. And the fact that go ahead. The fact that they finally get to hear the cricket in the end. Yeah. The cricket like I don't know. That made me feel things. Oh, definitely. What? Maybe you really wrote about as well. It's like like you mentioned there. I wrote a lot. Every post, every futuristic depiction in books is very like so the world's awful. Yeah. Whereas this one is like no. When the robots decided to quit being slaves, the humans that just said we respect that. We respect that. Yeah, exactly. Because like there's always like you see it in a lot of media when there ends up being like a war between robots and people because people still want control and then like people die
out because they never learn mistakes.
Right,
And it's really miserable. Yeah, people can be like that, and they don't always learn from their mistakes. But it's nice to read something more hopeful.
Well, yeah, and it's nice in the sense that I feel like especially in modern media in general, there's a lot going on that's really awful. So seeing a depiction that's like, you know, getting better and people
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It just makes you feel like it's not so hopeless.
Yeah. And I think that just goes right back to what they said about if you need a break, just read this short novella and just sit and enjoy it because it just feels
exactly.
yeah. Well, thank you.
I also like.
Oh no,
sorry. I was just gonna say that like I liked that it touched on like the whole like existential sort of thing as well. Like that part was really special. I feel because I feel like everyone needs a reminder every now and again that like you don't have to be something great because like you are great just as you are, I guess.
Especially in modern society where everything is so go, you have to be the best person and your best self and your best self forward, that having it just be like, nope, you're made of atoms just like me.
Yeah.
And it's about yourself.
Yeah. And like the fact that it says like multiple times that humans are animals, which I think that people forget as well because we're animals just like every other animal.
Right.
So yeah, I just thought it was.
God complex isn't the right word for it, but a sense of higher being, that's not it either. Just an overall ego that comes along with being human, that we feel like we step on everything to get what we want. Whereas this book takes a step back and says, no, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. It was just good to have that and to say that like just because some other animals perceive things differently, that doesn't mean that they're like less intelligent or less important than we are.
Right.
Which it was just nice. The whole book was just really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really did. I still want more, but we're getting more because there's another book.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited. And I also think I'm going to read what's that series that you were reading by Becky Chambers?
Oh, the Wayfarer series.
Yeah, I think
I really like it. This one, and yeah, I think you'll really like it. It starts with A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and it's a good time.
Yeah, all right. Because I really liked her writing. I thought and her world building, everything was just really good. Anyway, sorry.
Well, she's a writer herself too, so it's like very full circle in the sense that you're putting in what you're getting out as well, which feels very satisfying as a reader personally.
Yeah.
Great. Well, okay. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Found you.
Me too. It was good to talk to you finally.
Great to talk to you as well. Now, my question is, how do I, like, how do I?
I've never done this before.
See, my problem is if I press the X, am I ending everything?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, if I end it all, I'll be back.
Okay.
Thank you so much for talking to me finally. And
Thank you for having me.
It was.
No, nice to meet you.
I don't want to end the freaking video. How do I just?
Maybe hang on. I'll leave and see if that works.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that was so nice. I'm so glad I finally got to meet Poppy. Okay. So the next person that I want to talk to is Carmen. Carmen talked a lot about the discomfort that they faced reading the book, but that it led to a lot of self-reflection, which I felt the same way, in the sense of the way that sort of the depiction of humans and, how do I put it? I can speak English. I can create words for myself. The way that we as humans inherently want more and always feel like we're not doing enough, which we kind of talked about with Poppy, and that Moss Cap and Dex's real lesson at the end of the day is that you already existing is enough, and that you don't need to be any more than what you already are, which was a really lovely self-reflective moment, I think. They also talked about the depiction of comfort in oneself and how they have difficulty with finding that in modern society, because of our culture as a whole, with, what is this called? Technology everywhere. I can, I have a vocabulary sometimes. They also really loved the human depiction, the humanizing aspects of Moss Cap, which I also really loved. And they were actually disappointed with the ending, which I want to talk to them about. So let us find Carmen. Let us find Carmen. Why does that not work? Where you can like put it in the search bar to search up the person that you want to talk to, and no matter what you put in, it tells you you're wrong. It's like, what's the point of having the search bar then? I'm just gonna break apart Instagram and just talk awful things about them while I am trying to find Carmen. Carmen, are you trying to add onto the live? If so, please try now. I'm not good at this. You'd think that after doing book club for however long now that I'd be able to do this. Carmen, I'm trying to find you. Carmen. Your name reminds me of Spy Kids, and I loved Carmen. Let's see. CDC001. Where are you? This is probably one of the most horrific things for you guys to see. It's just my face close up trying to scroll. Carmen. If you guys aren't Carmen, can you please stop trying to video chat me? I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to find Carmen. Carmen. Carmen, if you're in here, can you comment and maybe I'll add you from there? I'm sorry. Kaylee, don't hit the screen so hard. I'm sorry. I'm upset that I can't find Carmen. I swear to God, if I finally get to talk to Poppy and then I can't find Carmen, this is just gonna be a vicious cycle. You guys are making it hard for me. Carmen. Jenga Lovebot says, I can be your Carmen. No, you can't. You can only be Jenga Lovebot, and that's good enough. But right now I'm looking for Carmen. Carmen. If I was Carmen, where would I be? Well, I'm trying to figure out Carmen. Should I try to find Delia? Unless Carmen comments right now and I can find Carmen via that way. You see them commenting. I swear to God, this is going to be the whole thing over and over again. They're saying that they can see Carmen. commenting, but I can't. Hmm. Okay. Well, if I can't find Carmen, I guess I'll try Delia. Their at is CDC001 if you guys want to help me. Somebody said in all caps, it's Carmen, Kaylee? No. Where? Mm. Mm. Okay. Let me try Delia while I'm waiting for Carmen. Okay, so I'm gonna be really sad if I can't talk to Carmen. I just don't understand why I can't do these things right. Anyways, I'll try to find Delia Johnson, who I actually found on Instagram. I tried to search them to put it there to send an invitation, and it wasn't coming up even when I typed it in. But even when I did that with Poppy, and I knew her at directly as well, it wouldn't come up, and I knew that they were waiting. So Instagram, I'm not saying that I'm mad at you, but I'm upset. Delia Johnson, who I found on Instagram. It might be Delia. Either way, it's a really beautiful name. Johnson. Talked about how this book depicts lessons on self-care that goes more into the mental more so than the physical, which I thought was really lovely as well. And it also aided them with personal self-reflection, as well as Carmen, who I can't find. So if we can find Delia and Carmen, that'd be great. Let's try to find Delia. Delia, if you can try to add me, and then I can go live with you, that'd be great. At Delia Johnson. Let's see. Why am I so bad at this? There's just so many people. I swear, if I can't find either of them, I'm gonna be so really sad. Delia, are you on here? If so, can you comment? Carmen's at is not that. It's oh. Is that you? No, CDC001. Nice. No, Carmen's is CDC001, just 2 zeros. Delia's name is spelled Dalaya. Yeah. CDC 001. So when somebody else, it's 2 zeros. Now I'm confused. Did I write it down wrong? Or am I being punked? Am I being punked? Let's make sure we're not getting punked. Is it though? I'm sorry, I'm so bad at these, you guys. I'm not technologically savvy. I can't even. It is 3 zeros. Shit. Carmen, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi. I found you. No. Carmen. I'm so sorry. No, I don't want to report I want to talk to Carmen. Mother trucker, dude. Carmen, I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm so sorry. Shit. Why can't I do these things right? Carmen, come back. Okay. Carmen did nothing wrong. I did everything wrong. Carmen's here. I'm the one that's doing things wrong. But it's not in the ad section. You guys, if I throw my phone across the room, it's not your fault, it's mine. Half of this entire life is literally just me struggling, and that makes me sad because I know somebody's gonna edit it to be like, ha ha ha, look at Kaylee struggling. Carmen, I'm so sorry. Would you mind commenting one more time? I saw their comment too, but it disappeared. No. Come back. I found you. But why is it pin comment? No. I just want to talk to you. What is happening? Unpinned comment. I just need to talk to you. Carmen. Hey, why? Why can't it? Why does it not come up in the list of people that are trying to call me? There's so many people trying to call me and it's not showing Carmen or Delia while we're at it. Fudge. Well, is this just about to be one of the biggest fails of Bryant's book club history? Okay. Here's a compromise. Here's what we're going to do. Somebody said the way that I said Carmen reminds me of Sarah. It's how I feel. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to repost Carmen's and Delia. I'm going to repost their reviews and put it on my Instagram and my Twitter so that everybody can enjoy their intellectual brilliance the way that I did. But I'm so sad I couldn't just talk to them. At least I finally got to talk to Poppy. This is such a bad fail. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't got this. Somebody's like, you got this. I don't got this. I really don't. God, I really feel like a failure. I think that I'm really sorry. And if you are either Carmen or Delia, I'm really, 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 really sorry. And I keep trying to figure out how to make this easier. And one day I will figure out how to make it easier, because it just hurts my heart when I know that, like, obviously I reached out to these people yesterday so that they can know that I want to talk to them and then, like, talk to me. I just don't understand why Instagram is always against me. It's not about me. It's about the fact that I can't do it. Maybe if I go to the very bottom. Hi. Alright. Well, I will try to talk a little bit about what they wrote. What's annoying is I can see Carmen in the comments, and then I go to press their comment, and it's not letting me add them. Because it's not coming up in my actual... I don't know if anybody could have seen what just happened, but I just found Carmen, pressed call, and it was like loading, and then it said the call was declined. Oh no. Okay. Well, now that I know how that works, maybe I can add Delia. Carmen said no. Okay. Delia, I'm coming for you. Rejection hurts, you know. Everybody hurts. Everybody cries. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
You're absolutely beautiful. Hello.
Thank you.
How do you pronounce your name?
Delia.
Delia. See, okay, I should have gone with my gut. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did you like the book?
I absolutely love the book. I love the fact that Dex is non-binary. I also love that, I don't know, like, I'm not really into sci-fi books, but it just caught my attention so well. Like, it didn't necessarily feel like a sci-fi book.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about it.
And I thought that was really interesting too, because I had read this author's other books before, and they're very sci-fi, where it's like you're in a spaceship and it's in the future. And while this one was in the future, there was so much to do with nature that it didn't feel like your regular sci-fi story.
Yeah.
And even with Mosscap, because Mosscap was written to be so human, even that didn't, it was sci-fi in a weird way.
Yeah, I love Mosscap. Um, they definitely are like my favorite character in the book.
Yeah,
Like Mosscap is childlike, which I love. I love that about them. Um, just teaching like to enjoy all the small things. You know, you get to see that a lot with children. So it was interesting how as Becky was able to incorporate that with a machine, like that's different. So
well, and I don't know about you. What I think made me fall in love with Mosscap was not only their introduction to Dex when Dex was just butt naked, but was the conversation where Mosscap has the worm crawling on them, and Dex is so uncomfortable, and they're like, "No, I know, it's okay." And it's like, "What?"
yeah, that was definitely interesting. Like just I think one of my favorite aspects is how in tune with like nature Mosscap is. Just accepting that there's a certain cycle that everything follows. And it's completely okay because I feel like we as humans struggle with that so much.
Oh,
You know,
so
like everything is so you have to be productive. You have to be doing something constantly in order to have a purpose or, you know, and it's just so ingrained from our childhood. I feel like we're just never really happy when we think about things like that.
of
You
course.
know?
Well, and I really loved the way that Becky wrote that the robots not only had a sense of nature having to end and cycle, but going through what Moscap knows, which is that you have a mortality in a way, and that you consciously have to say, I've learned what I've needed to learn and I'm moving on now, is
Yeah,
crazy.
definitely. I I have like so many notes in this book. It's hard to like focus on just one. But yes.
You talked about how you enjoyed the sort of lesson on self care and how it like to the mental aspect instead of and as well as the physical. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
So like my background, I come from a place where our mental health wasn't really focused on a lot. And in society, it's still kind of a taboo subject to talk about your mental health and that being part of self care. We always see, you know, eat healthy, exercise, like get 8 hours of sleep, but never taking care of your mental health as in taking mental days, taking a mental break from something, get out of your normal routine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just made me really happy that they focus on Dex wanting to just break free from that normal routine
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Yeah.
Well, the way that Dex is so in tune with what they feel that when they are going to go fulfill their job that they've been doing, and they go, no, I'm gonna go to this place because that's what I feel like needs to be fulfilled in this moment, is inspiring in a way, because I think that a lot of us sometimes do need to just follow our desires to a certain extent when it's done right and healthily and your desires are, good inherently. Um, so yeah, I think that the way that Dex was depicted was so healthy in the way that what's so funny is that obviously Moscap was kind of the therapist at the end, which was kind of the full circle moment, but that Moscap is more aware of mental health and mortality and like going full circle in life than Dex is, who's a monk. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I I think this book works to make it a more comfortable notion that you can kind of just pick up and leave if you need to, even if it's not permanent, but temporary, and just have that break again from your routine. Um, Obviously for Dex it was more permanent, but I just feel like everybody needs to have that moment, you know?
Yeah, no, it's completely. Well, and also what I found interesting, and I'd love to talk to you about it, is that there was so many different themes that were mentioned, but there's that point in the book where Dex goes off trail for the first time, and Dex is like, I don't know what to make of this. And then Moss Cap takes Dex to a stream to get water. And Dex is like, I'm just being really honest with you. I know that this is what I drink. I know that this is where my water comes from, but I see the moss. I see everything that could be in the water, and I'm scared. And I thought that that was a really interesting reflection of natural resources that we pull from in real life that we don't even know the consequences of. If that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
it does make sense. It makes sense a lot. Again, I think I mentioned in my review that they try to make the uncomfortable comfortable. And I think that's one of the things is people, we don't really think about where we're getting things from. We don't see where it comes from. We just know that we have it, we have access to it. But when you see, like, if you go out and you go to a creek and get water, there's that hesitation of, am I really, do I really want to drink this? Like, there's all sorts of things that are in the water, which I see it all the time, like, because I'm a water baby. So I love to, like, be everywhere where there's natural bodies of water. And if we do end up, like, drinking that water there, they're like, I don't feel comfortable with this, and it's always funny. And I mean, even more with just everything that we have, everything that we have, they don't. I don't know how to explain that very well.
Get what you're saying. And I think that that was really kind of what was so beautiful about the depiction of the world itself that the author wrote was that it was just such a place that you would want to live where there's all of this amazing wildlife that's just steps outside of humanity that's protected and is actually respected. Um, and then there's just robots that are staring at what was it that one of the robots like made their entire life focusing on one specific animal.
Yes, I know there was one that focused on like animal calls, and then another one, what did they call them? But it was like sitting in a cave for like 30 years. Just there. I think that's amazing. The fact that they were able to put essentially a consciousness into these metal machines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's also kind of scary because you never know, especially with like the way like the world's going now. I see this book as almost kind of like a window into what could possibly happen to our planet, you know, and hopefully we get our stuff together, get it fixed so that we can thrive. And I think it's amazing they were able to um, leave half of their land to nature to just let it take over and flourish, and that it pointed out, what we need to make us comfortable. We don't think about like what it's affecting, like when we're taking. I don't know. It made it so clear, and yeah.
Yeah, it talks a lot about sort of the main thing would probably just be life cycles and what it means to just have a full life cycle and not step outside of that and to respect it too, to not be afraid of it, which I think, and I mean, maybe this is me agreeing too much with Dex before Dex has their like big realization, but I think that I will always fear the unknown, and the unknown is death. So there's always that question mark that when Dex is talking to Mosscap and goes, "Oh no, like you're a robot. Why would you have immortality? Why wouldn't you?" And Mosscap would be like, "Because you shouldn't." Like, because that's not how it's supposed to be. And what it is right now is a really beautiful thing. And as long as you see it for what it is amazing and beautiful.
It is. I actually noted that I thought it was beautiful how these robots who could like refurbish themselves and like live essentially forever, they don't want to. They just want to be in touch with nature, even though they're man-made things. They
Mm-hmm.
want to experience that life and death. And I just thought that was beautiful. Like it made it a little more comforting because I'm with you. Death makes me it scares me. So like
A lot of people, you know?
yes. And I just I don't know, this was a really good book.
Is there anything that you would recommend to anybody, like TV, film, or book? Or to me?
That is a hard question.
I know, I'm putting you on the
um it's kind of embarrassing, but I read this series when I was in high school, called the Asylum series, and it's by Madeline Rowe. Madeline Rowe, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Uh-huh.
It's really good. It's not sci-fi. It's um more of like a horror story, honestly. But it's so good. You follow three teenagers. They're like at this summer camp, and they find out that the place that they're staying was like an asylum. And it was an asylum for the criminally insane. And it seems the last resort. So it's crazy,
That sounds really
but
fun.
good.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the recommendation. I will definitely check that out. And thank you so much for talking to me. You're so eloquent and well spoken. So thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you. You want to say bye? Say bye.
Oh my gosh, who is this?
This is Miles.
Oh my
He's
god.
7 weeks old. 7 weeks. Yeah, he's a golden doodle.
Oh my god. Doodle. Hi, Miles. Oh my god, what an angel. Tell him I love him.
Well, he hears you.
Love you, Miles. All right, good talking to you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad I finally
All right, bye.
bye. We did it. We got one. Okay, I'm really glad I at least got Delia on the phone. She was so lovely. Look at you guys. You guys are so lovely. Ah, you guys are so beautiful as human beings. Carmen didn't mean to decline. Carmen's still here. Carmen. Let's see. Okay. No. Hi. Is this Carmen?
Yeah.
Hi.
Megan, she can't see her.
Oh, go get me a charger.
Is this Carmen?
Hey, yes, my wife and my sister are piggybacking because my Android would not let me call you.
Oh, okay. Hi. This is like reception. It's so great that I
So my wife and sister-in-law were watching and know that my anxiety was probably going crazy, so they piggybacked our phones. Megan, I can't see your phone, or I can't see what I'm looking at. Yeah, now I can see Kaylee. She can see my forehead. Cool. Hi.
So overall, I loved your review of the book, and I would love to talk to you about how you kind of about the depiction of Dex's comfort within themselves and how they were able to kind of just go out on their own and travel on their own.
Right. So, you mentioned before, it's a really short book, but there were several steps where I had to put it down. Discomfort, envy, tons of things. But Dex being able to, one, go to a monk and say, I want to do something different, and their religion saying, okay, and trying that. And then after a year of being a pretty successful tea monk saying, I want to do something different again. Took a lot of courage, and, I kind of looked at my car and was like, well, I could do something different. So it was, I admire that trait in Dex, that they just knew what they were doing wasn't fulfilling, and they just took a different path.
Well, and I think that we could all use that lesson. I think that we all feel a lot of pressure to have a sort of ideal standard of living, which is somehow equated into how hard you're working. Like being busy is the ideal, when the reality is being busy isn't fulfilling. Being with the people that you love and seeing the things and doing the things that you love is what is fulfilling. So it's nice to see a book talk about that without it even really equating to like an office job, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah. I mean, being a tea monk seems like that would be fulfilling. You travel, nothing's the same, but still the author outlined how Dex, just got tired of it. But feeling okay with yourself, it referenced the computer in Dex's pocket a lot, how Dex would get messages from home and feel all the love, and yes, I'm loved, and I had great people at home, but being able to shut that off and be like, but I'm going to go do something different. And
right.
having that confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, so you were disappointed with the ending. I would love to talk to you about it, because I had a mixed bag with the ending, where it had that like amazing wholesomeness of the tea that Moscab made for Dex and all of that. But I will say I did feel like I left with a feeling that I had been left with something. I don't know. Does that make sense?
You were left with, you wanted more. So I actually kept flipping, and I was like, did pages get torn out? Because that, Dex drank tea and heard the crickets. Yay. But cool. That's nice, because we know Dex wanted to hear the crickets. But since Moscab and Dex had just been talking about the journey that Moscab is going to take to figure out what humans need, and Dex hints, well, when we go, we're going to have to make these adjustments. Okay, so you guys are going together. I need more of, is Dex fulfilled, or is Dex's journey to becoming fulfilled, is Dex fulfilled by the journey to help humans in Moscow? Is that going to be the fulfillment? Is it going to be an ongoing journey? And I know that there's another book coming out. I don't know. I know it's going to be a series, but I don't know that it's going to be a sequel necessarily that will continue Dex and Moscow's journey. So I did feel, it was I guess it was a nice way to conclude the book. Dex got to hear the crickets they always wanted to. Moscow had somebody from the human perspective to help see what humans need, but I just wanted more. Like, where did they go first? What did they do next?
Problem that we the book that little is that I feel like I'm always going to be unfulfilled when something is this little,
Yeah.
Because the depictions are.
But
then
I ordered it and it came in and I was.
Yeah.
Is that all?
I agree. Hoping that the next one follows them, but this author does have a tendency to then pick up a story with a completely different character, and I'm nervous because I want more closure with what they're doing, if that makes sense.
But if you think about it, with the discomfort that the book kind of provides into the self-reflection and trying to get you more uncomfortable with how things are, that might be how she intended the book to end. That's it. And you get no more, and you have to live with that. You have to accept that.
That's it.
That's it.
You gotta become crickets and, things coming full circle. So, question.
You might not like it, but that's
right.
it. So.
If you could recommend everybody on here and me, like book-wise or a series, television, film, what would it be?
Megan, am I frozen?
No.
Hello?
You're good, Carmen.
Carmen?
Carmen, you can talk.
Did we lose her?
Hold on, let me check. Carmen, can you hear? Can you hear her? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
I can hear. Sorry.
Okay, talk. She said
Okay.
you can recommend.
If you could recommend a book or a show or a movie, what would it be?
The Lunar Chronicles.
Lunar Chronicles.
By Marissa Meyer.
Ah, okay. What is it about?
I got my dog's name from it. I love them that much. I had an unnamed dog until I read the series. So it's a mix of Disney and sci-fi. So you start, there are five different books, but each book follows a main character. And the first one you follow Cinder, who is a robot, but is also kind of parallel to the Cinderella story. And then you have Crest, who is Rapunzel. You have Scarlet, who is Little Red Riding Hood. And they all have their own stories. They all end up interacting in this futuristic world. And it's very sci-fi meets Disney. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. How many books are there total?
I think 5, because there's the prequel came out last. Yeah, so there's 4, and then a short, almost like a Song for the Wild Bill kind of prequel, but you should read it at the end, like Star Wars. You gotta do it in the right order.
I made the mistake of reading The Lord of the Rings in the order that the story goes. So I started with The Hobbit, and I was like, this is not do it. Like, yeah. Well, thank you so much. Okay, who is the person holding the phone? Because you are as well.
I'm her wife.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for helping.
You're welcome. I knew she really wanted this, so I had to fix this.
Well, Carmen, thank you for making.
14 came in clutch.
Yes.
What was that?
She said her
My support team came in clutch.
This is amazing.
You asked me to come on and do the review. My wife's had to hear about it for the past 24 hours. And she knew how much it meant. So she was texting me, why aren't you asking Kaylee to join? And I was like, I can't. I have an Android. I don't.
That's so I'll let you do that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Beautiful wife. You guys are beautiful and stunning. And thank you so much for your amazing review. Seriously.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. It was great meeting you.
Bye.
We got to talk to everybody. And I didn't get declined on purpose. It would have been a little funny if I was. Just saying. But that was so lovely. All of you guys are so well-spoken and intelligent and beautiful, and I just really appreciate you guys dealing with how bad I am with technology, sticking through, and talking to me about books, because I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but books mean a lot to me, and it means a lot to me that I can share it with you guys. So thank you so much for everybody that joined and everybody that participated by writing a review. I'm going to continue reading all of them. I probably will read the rest of them all tonight. I read through majority of them, but I want to make sure that I can interact with you guys and kind of like respond and say hi to you guys and just say how much I appreciate you guys for participating. People are scared of my cables. I'm sorry. I need them to be able to have Wi-Fi, and if I don't have cables, I don't have Wi-Fi, and if I don't have Wi-Fi, I can't talk to you. So, but anyways, I think their name was Mariana, brought together a group of people to make a really, really sweet edit of everybody kind of holding the book all around the world, and I really want to shout out to those people because that is just the nicest thing that people can do. And I just, anyways, thank you guys for participating. Stay safe, hug who you love, and drink some water. All right, guys, love you.